And then in the third movement, you get these enormous leaps that the pianist has to accomplish. It's like Mozart is struggling to keep things off his mind. And the way he ends the movement is so abrupt and unsatisfactory, charging forward, sort of beyond the buffers. But it's in the slow movement, the middle movement, that I think we really get the key to this piece. There's something outwardly simple about it. Almost, well certainly from my point of view, as if it's daddy music. It's about his father. It's about the sense of separation from his father, the umbilical cord being ripped. And you get these extraordinary juxtapositions of colour which create a deep sense of torment.
In early 1779, Mozart returned to Salzburg and the watchful eye of his family. After such freedom, how caged he must have felt, once more a lowly court musician.
As you know, Wolfgang and I were now employed by Archbishop Prince Colloredo of Salzburg. I despise the man. Be that as it may, things came to a head in 1781 when the Archofer, which is what we called him, decided to visit Vienna, bringing an entourage with him, including Wolfgang. It's a shame that I had to stay in Salzburg. Perhaps I could have restrained him, but a man of 25 years ought to know when to keep his temper.
Brook such impertinences. Mozart must be quartered here so we can keep an eye on him. There's the conceit and arrogance of his father. Mannerisms unwelcome in those who peddle themselves around Europe like travelling beggars. The elder is of little use in my employment. Small wonder that none will take on the son. You will ensure that he sits where station requires, beneath the valet with the cooks. We should put an end to such fantasies of station.
We are here in Vienna and Colloredo will not allow better terms. The inhuman villain. Oh, that's what he is. A villain. I am seething with rage, for twice already he has said the greatest sottises and impertinences to my face. He called me a rascal and a dissolute fellow, a cretin. Oh, I do not want to write to you all the things he said. Finally, as my blood began to boil, I said, "So your Highness is not satisfied with my service?" "What? Are you threatening me?" "You cretin. There is the door. I don't want to have anything to do with such miserable scum anymore." At last, I said, "And I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore either."
These letters from Wolfgang are completely wild. You cannot accuse the Archbishop with all sorts of insults and abandon our private code. It's his intention. He knows the Archbishop's spies open all the letters. Even now, they're rubbing their hands, gloating at his downfall. He has thrown away his only paid employment and willfully endangered my position.
with his letter of resignation. I refused to accept it. It was his duty to get his father's consent before such an action. He then rounded on me and my steward, the good Count Arco, shouting that he knew his duty to his father better than we did, and that he would be very sorry if he had to learn it from us first. So Arco got him by the neck and kicked him well and truly up his backside out of my office.
You say that I have never shown you any affection and therefore ought now to show it for the first time. You add that I will never sacrifice any of my pleasures for your sake. To please you, I would sacrifice my happiness, my health and my life, but my honour, that I prize above everything.
We had constant rumours about Wolfeld's behaviour in Vienna. Drinking, womanizing, creating all kinds of scandal. My father was quite tortured by it. Me, I just thought, yet again little brother inventing the rules for himself. If only I had gone to Vienna, I would have calmed him down, helped him to live a more ordered life. I wanted to be with him. But father still needed me in Salzburg, and he never requested to visit. He was too proud for that. But I knew what was going on in his heart.
On the question of Colorado, it was unthinking, disrespectful to me. That's all I have to say.
This was a decisive moment for Mozart. Free from Colorado, he was free from his father. At last he had the chance to unleash his almost obscene powers of creativity in the most exciting city on earth. Vienna in 1781 was a bit like Berlin in the 1920s. It was the place where musicians and artists of every hue were flocking. Also there was a new emperor, Joseph II, who called for freedom of speech, an end to censorship, and was busy building a whole new social landscape where anyone, regardless of background or breeding, could become someone.
Mozart now threw off the trappings of his provincial past. He developed a taste for the latest fashions, smoking, billiard playing, and spending beyond one's means.
I now have a beautiful red coat. I was so captivated by its splendour that I did not take note of its price. It would do justice to